So I want to pretend we're just sitting over a table, having a cup of coffee right now, talking about my reading program. As we launch the summer school Minecraft reading program tomorrow, I want you to also know that what I'm using is from my reading program. So I've been Ortongillingham trained with 200 hours, but I developed my own reading program because I developed a music app. Now, can you imagine using music with your child when you're reading with him? Music plays in the left ear and spelling exercises play in the right ear. So I want to talk to you about the great components of my reading program, and we've taken some of that out for this Minecraft reading adventure. So we always start our spelling or our tutoring session with phonogram cards. But I have a student who made 1 year's growth in reading in only 13 hours of being with me. And I want to show you why. So while we teach the phonogram card ing, we're also teaching the ending sound ng. So ing could be in a word, bring, sing, ring, thing, but ng is an ending sound that is part of a word family. We have ang, ong, ung, and ing. We don't have ing. So I teach you how to teach that to your child because grammar tricks are what teachers are lacking right now. I've gone through this set of phonogram cards, which has consonant teams, and I put my rubber band vertically. I went through this set of phonogram cards, which taught I consonant E, the vowel consonant E, and I put my rubber band vertically because I know I've taught it and I can revisit it. But what I want to show you is when you teach full, I just added that to my cards. I had 123 cards. It's actually taught as a suffix for, and it goes with ish, est, li, and n. We also have less, ness, ses, and tres, which are suffixes. But not to be confused, and kids do get confused with the consonant type, consonant LE. We call this the turtle rule because it's a consonant LE. We could have TUR, TLE. That's called consonant LE. So we want to be sure the child keeps the short vowel sound with these practices. So this would be, well, actually, this would be this. They don't keep the short vowel sound. This is pronounced bull, full, like ruffle, turtle, purple. This is dull, puddle, GLE, gull, Kaylee, cull. So that's a syllable type. But I want to show you that I also teach, and I'm going to share my screen here. I want to show you that I also have this in my phonics reading page. This is a page where the child would use music in the left ear. They don't have to, but this is when I have classical music in my app that's all by itself. So look at the difference. Der, dra, bra, bar, craw, core, burr, brih. So the student wants to maintain the short vowel sound here. So when I come to consonant LE, it's a different concept in here. If they've learned the soft sound of jur, the S sound, it would be jur, but then it jumps to gr because GR says g. Here we have per, pre. So pre, like prep, but this sound is used many ways with different types of pronunciations. What about a pretest. So then it would be pre. But here we're practicing the short vowel sound, pre. These are called phonemes. These are part of words, even part of syllables. And they're phonemes that students need to be taught. What I think is amazing, in my reading program, I have a workbook I have a workbook 1 and a workbook 2 for older students, 4th grade and above, and I have workbook 1 for your young kiddos. So here I give them some writing practice. Graceful, careful. They learn how to keep the E in these words if they have an E. And what's really nice for me to see between my students, some of them want to put full and rewrite graceful. Some of them just write full. Some want to rewrite full, careful. They want to rewrite the whole word, and it's cool. And then we have other suffixes: meant, ness, less, ly, thickly, so this is just great. Some of the words cannot be a suffix, and that's when you would put it blank. So abruptly is definitely a word. Thinly, slice it thinly. Lately, finely. This would be a line because we don't really say the word finely. And this is where freshly. We don't really say freshly, so we put a line here. And this is where the explicit instruction comes in. But what I want to show you about the success of this reading program is why. Look at my spelling exercise number 7. I introduce ing, and then I have the more difficult words that add ing to the end is because it's a suffix. But look at stinking, yanking, clinging, singing. My student only missed one of these words. He's an 8th grader. He only missed one word because his brain is so hungry to understand the grammar rules. And when he learned to separate his syllable, to put a box around the ing suffix, and that ing is a word family, he can scoop ing when he does the coding. But what I also want to show you, which is very, very important, is you introduce the phonogram cards and you've got to do manipulation. So I have these sound circles that are reversible. Get them from Amazon or get them from me. And I have these rectangles. For sing, it would be s, e, ng, because the student hears every sound. Now, some programs will teach that this is ng. And ask your student, does this make more sense to you? Because when you tap it out with your fingers, what you want to do, you want to go ng, ing. It's combined, so they might want to combine it. Ing. That's when you would double it. You don't want the student to be confused, but you are the teacher. So if something's making sense, because all the words can be taught so differently. So this is sing. And then I'm going to go ing. Ing. Singing. Let them have that visual. And if they want to double those up, singing. That's fine, because we also do it with NK. But after you do this, your child's going to have to either point to the letter name, the sounds, s, ing, ing, or point to the syllable types, sing, ing. Some of my higher level students, I'll just let them go sing, ing. But if you notice that they're struggling with those sounds, point to each circle and say each sound. You have the flexibility, you're in charge, you're the trained person, and you know your child. The other thing is when I'm tapping out the sounds, you could say s, ing, ing. Let your other hand be ing, ed, er, and let the child focus on the root word. So I'm going to stop that share. The other thing I have are these scoops, because just the different visual presentations help your child's brain. And I have my plastic letters. I have the consonants in one little tub and the vowels in another, and I spray my vowels black. But when the child puts the letter representations on these rectangles, well, I prefer on the scoops when they do the letters. That's when I take my scoops, because it's a whole different practice where they're saying the letter name. So they're going to say S-I-N-G, I-N-G. So the letters are so important. I'm going to stop my share. And I just want to emphasize, when I go through spelling exercises and I don't do the manipulatives, and I don't do the circles, and I don't do the tapping out, or I don't do the letters, and I've tried that because sometimes students have memorized the words and they think they know them, but when they do the spelling test, if I do a pre-test on my word list, they don't know them. So I practice with some kids to see if they're following. And, well, let me just say, when I'm doing a spelling test, I do 5 words at a time. And the students will take the whole spelling test, even though they've only practiced 5 words at a time. And I notice the words they haven't practiced with the sound circles and the letters, they get incorrectly, because these are unfamiliar words that they need the grammar rules to learn. And the final thing I want to share is that I'm very well informed of the scope and sequence. Okay, I've sent this to many people on my email list. And I know when my students are going through my daily planner, I have a daily planner for the program step-by-step reading that uses my music app. And then I also have a planner for a deeper dive. After students have been with me 25, 30, 40 hours, and they need a more specialized, deeper dive into ED and OR, I use my scope and sequence, but so many of these concepts that are in different levels are taught in week 1, week 2, week 3. And that's why this student of mine was able to have 13 hours with me, and he made a year's reading progress. So he also had COVID. So we were not connected for 2 weeks. And I also taught him math twice a week. So this is strictly reading 3 days a week with a big gap in between, 13 hours. I'm telling you, this really is amazing. And finally, I want to let you know about my app, CDSM. When I sell my reading program, I give you a great price, but I also let you have this app free for 6 months. And it's called a web app. I've offered it on a lot of my emails. If you're not on my email list now, join my email, because I offer a lot of stuff at a discounted price and free. But you can take a picture of this now. It's CDSM, and it stands for Syntron Dyslexia Solutions with Music. I've got 28 spelling exercises. I have the alphabet sounded out. And so the spelling exercises play music in the left ear and the exercises in the right ear. It addresses a dichotic method of learning, which research shows is amazing. And it's specifically helpful to help children learn to read. So I've got workbooks, I've got phonogram readings, I have phonogram cards, the phonics reading, FLE versus full. Students need to understand SRI versus SRI, short vowel versus long vowel. They need to learn that the vowel can come after a blend of 2 consonants. Sometimes the vowel goes right after the consonant. So there's a lot of wonderful concepts I teach in my reading program. I hope you email me. You can go to Syntron Dyslexia help.com and join my email list. And also check out the Minecraft Summer Reading Adventure happening tomorrow for 5 weeks for only $9.97. And I look forward to hearing from you. If you haven't already liked, would you like this? Would you subscribe, comment, and share? If you've taken any screenshots, you definitely have to like and subscribe because I have more for you. Bye-bye now.